Have you noticed that the NFT industry is booming? There have been over $2.5 billion in NFT sales since the start of 2021. Nearly $2 billion has been invested into NFT projects and protocols in the last few months. And just recently, an NFT game became the most popular decentralized application in all of cryptocurrency, with over 1 million daily active users. Dozens of big brands, celebrities, and influencers have been dabbling in NFTs too, including yours truly. Now, with so much money and attention going into NFTs, you might be wondering which way this industry is headed and which cryptocurrencies stand to benefit the most in the coming months. Today, I'm going to go over a few of the most significant NFT sales so far, look at the hottest trends in the NFT space, tell you which projects have seen the most adoption and attention, and examine a few NFT cryptocurrencies that could be going to the moon real soon. Before I can tell you about NFTs, there are some terms and conditions to which you must agree. By watching this video, you acknowledge that nothing in it is financial or investment assistance. It's just entertaining educational content that's meant to help you understand the financial system. If I'm unfamiliar to you, my name is Guy, and just the mention of fiat makes me feel blue. That's why I create the highest quality crypto content you can find on the tube. Coins, tokens, exchanges, news, reviews, and market moves. The sort of knowledge you need to conquer filthy fiat too. If this sounds like what you're after, subscribe to the channel and ping that notification bell to get more of my banter. If you're a little short of time, you can skip around using the timestamps in the video timeline. If you watch from start to finish, even better. It'll help this video get found by other go-getters. So now that you know what you're in for, let me tell you why NFTs just can't be ignored. If you don't know what NFTs are, here's a quick recap. NFT is short for non-fungible token. When something is non-fungible, that means it's unique and can't be replaced. So, a simple example of a non-fungible asset is the Mona Lisa painting. There can be only one. Now, NFTs are just unique digital assets built on cryptocurrency blockchains, specifically smart contract cryptocurrency blockchains such as Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, and Solana. Most NFTs exist on Ethereum, and they can represent unique assets such as blockchain websites, digital art, music, digital signatures, digital patents, digital land, and even real-world property. NFTs are surprisingly easy to make, and, in contrast to non-fungible assets in the physical world, NFTs can be programmed to have some pretty interesting properties. For example, NFTs can be designed to change in appearance based on time, ownership, or some other event. Many NFTs come with built-in commission fees so that every time they're sold to another person, the original creator gets a cut. Some NFTs can even be used as collateral to take out a crypto loan. Now, besides their use cases and scarcity, the fact that NFT ownership is provable and permanent on a public and immutable blockchain makes NFT technology very valuable. Like fungible cryptocurrency tokens, NFTs can be sold to other people. Instead of decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, this is done on NFT marketplaces such as OpenSea and Rarible. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction, these marketplaces have seen billions of dollars in NFT sales since the start of the year. Some NFTs have sold for tens of millions of dollars, and here's a short list of the biggest sales so far. In March, rock band The Kings of Leon offered limited editions of their latest album as NFTs. At $50 a pop, this first ever NFT album sale raked in an estimated $2 million. Also in March, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey successfully auctioned off an NFT of his first tweet for a whopping $2.9 million, which he donated to an African charity. In April, NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden auctioned off this nifty NFT. The text in the image is a court ruling that the NSA's mass surveillance campaign, which Edward uncovered, violated the law. This portrait sold for a pleasant $5.4 million to Please a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization which buys NFTs as part of its, quote, aim to please. Please a DAO also purchased the original Dogecoin photo for over $4 million in June. Also in June, the infamous COVID alien Cryptopunk sold at Christie's auctioneers for a staggering $11.8 million. Now, for those who don't know why CryptoPunks are so popular, it's because they were one of the first NFTs to be created on the Ethereum blockchain back in 2017. This was before an NFT token standard even existed. What's crazy is that the 11.8 million Cryptopunk sale doesn't even come close to the biggest NFT sale. This title is held by the Beeple art compilation NFT that sold for an astronomical $69.3 million at auction back in March. The buyer was a man by the name of Vignesh Sundaresan, who goes by the pseudonym MetaKovan, and he mentioned in an interview that he was ready to pay even more if necessary. This is because Vignesh believes Beeple's NFT art piece will someday be worth $1 billion, and in the meantime, he's considering fractionalizing or breaking up his NFT into pieces to sell in case he needs any extra cash. Now, if you want a more in-depth look at the NFT market, be sure to watch my last video about NFTs using the link up there in the top right. It's not just NFT sales that have been moving money either. Billions have been pouring into NFTs from the infrastructure side too. In March, NFT marketplace OpenSea raised $23 million from half a dozen VC investors, including Andreessen Horowitz. OpenSea recently raised an additional $100 million from the usual suspects. Later in March, Dapper Labs received $305 million from a series of celebrity investors, including NBA star Michael Jordan and actor Will Smith. Now, this is not all that surprising, given that Dapper Labs is behind NBA Topshots, the licensed NFT platform built on Dapper's Flow blockchain. Dapper Labs is also the company behind CryptoKitties, by the way. NBA Topshots was actually the most popular NFT platform until very recently, crossing the 1 million user mark in May this year. Less than a month after the massive March raise, Dapper raised an additional $65 million for its celebrity NFT avatar platform called Genies. Now, this is not far off from the $63 million raised by NFT marketplace OneOf in May. OneOf is actually built on the Tezos blockchain, and its focus is NFTs related to famous musicians. But the biggest NFT funding round in May was Animoca Brands' $88,888,088 raise. Now, if you're wondering why they raised this amount exactly, that's because 8 is considered a lucky number in Chinese. Anyways, if you've not heard of Animoca Brands before, it's behind popular NFT games such as The Sandbox, which I'll get back to later. As with NFT sales, the biggest NFT infrastructure investment dwarfs the others, and that's SoRare's $532 million funding round in mid-July. Now, this historic announcement came out a week after I made my video about the most funded crypto projects. Typical, eh? SoRare is now near the top of that list. SoRare is like the NBA Topshots of football, and not the American kind. It features fully licensed digital trading cards for thousands of football players belonging to over 140 teams around the world. What's strange is that SoRare has only seen a handful of users over the past 24 hours, and even back when the raise was revealed, its daily user count was barely in the hundreds. There are dozens of other NFT dApps that have much larger user bases, and the fact that they haven't seen nearly the same amount of funding suggests they might be insanely undervalued. Although a lot of the NFT hype still centers around trading of low-resolution photos for ridiculous amounts of money, the momentum is quickly shifting into other NFT niches. One such niche is virtual worlds, such as The Sandbox and Decentraland. The Sandbox recently secured a partnership with Skybound Entertainment to bring the famous Walking Dead TV series to its virtual world. Now, even though The Walking Dead's viewership has been declining over the years, millions of Americans still tune into the show on a regular basis. If even just a small percentage of them decided to walk with the dead in the Sandbox, this could have a huge effect on the demand for the Sand token. It could also supercharge the price of land in the Sandbox, which has already been selling for millions. Now, on that note, there are actual virtual property developers that are buying up digital land to build things like virtual malls and virtual NFT auction houses. Most of this avant-garde activity has been taking place in Decentraland, which has also hosted multiple virtual events, including concerts, Easter egg hunts, and NFT art competitions. Mana is Decentraland's own in-game currency, and it's used to purchase land, avatar names, and items from the Decentraland marketplace. In contrast to other virtual world tokens, Mana is available to institutional investors via Grayscale's Decentraland Trust, which currently holds over $13.5 million in Mana. Another feature unique to Decentraland is its various virtual casinos, which have attracted thousands of users since they opened. These casinos are powered by Decentral Games, which has even hired people in real life to roll the dice and dish out the cards for gamblers in Decentraland. Despite the immersive features of its virtual world, Decentraland has not seen nearly the amount of adoption as you would expect, though. This is primarily because its in-game experience was being choked by Ethereum gas fees. This was until it launched on the Polygon Layer 2 in April. Since then, Decentraland's community has continued to grow. And speaking of Layer 2s, the launch of Axie Infinity's Ronin sidechain in February this year gave its NFT game the low gas fees it needed to reach mass adoption. Axie Infinity recently surpassed 1 million daily users and is technically the most popular dApp in cryptocurrency. This is primarily because Axie Infinity users can play the game to earn cryptocurrency by battling against NPCs and other players with their Axies. They can also earn money for breeding and selling Axies on the Axie Infinity marketplace, and some early adopters have managed to buy houses in real life with their in-game profits. Axie Infinity is in the process of rolling out a virtual world of its own, and its land sales have already attracted millions of dollars from investors. Now, Axie Infinity's success is just a part of the larger trend towards NFT-based gaming, something which even legacy video game companies are looking to leverage. You can learn more about Axie Infinity by clicking that link up there in the top right. When it comes to where the NFT industry is headed next, my bet is on decentralized video and media, possibly even social media. The project dominating the decentralized video category is Theta, whose decentralized streaming network has grown exponentially over the last year. According to its live network stats, Theta currently has over 133,000 edge nodes on its network, broadcasting video streams. This is in addition to the 3,600 Guardian nodes and 16 enterprise validator nodes, which are operated by big players such as Google, Samsung, and Sony. Theta made waves in the NFT space with its recent partnership with the Creative Artists Agency, which has famous musicians such as Katy Perry on its books. However, it seems that Theta has seen most of its gains for this bull market already, and though its T-Fuel token still has some legroom to the upside, a better option is to consider the runner-up. LivePeer is also a cryptocurrency project in the decentralized streaming category, and though it's not nearly as popular as Theta, it recently attracted some serious cash from the digital currency group. Grayscale also happens to have a trust for LivePeer's LPT token, which currently holds nearly $8 million of LPT. In terms of media, the current leader in this crypto category is Audius, a decentralized music streaming platform which recently surpassed 5 million monthly users. To put things into perspective, Audius surpassed 1 million users in the fall of 2020. That is some exponential growth if ever I've seen it. Audius has also managed to onboard over 100,000 artists, and it's offering millions of dollars in its partnership with Solana to attract even more artists going forward. Now, I wouldn't recommend running out and buying Audio just yet, however. It doesn't have the best tokenomics, to say the least, and I'll do an in-depth video about it at some point to explain why. At the opposite end of the tokenomic spectrum, you have Aave, a DeFi project which is hoping to launch its own decentralized social media platform later this year. Though there are not many details about Aave's upcoming Twitter clone at the moment, comments by Aave founder Stani Kolechov could help shed some light. Stani mentioned that he wants Aave's social media platform to have built-in economic incentives and leverage .eth domains, which are technically NFTs. This suggests it could function similarly to Reddit's own community points system, which rewards quality discussion with community-focused ERC20 tokens on Ethereum. Even Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey is looking to add micropayments to Twitter via Bitcoin's Lightning Network. NFTs could become a part of this push to incentivize user engagement further down the road too. Now, as amazing as all these developments are, there are a few things which could limit the expansion of the NFT ecosystem. For starters, there's a possibility that NFT companies could get wrecked by regulators. This is because some NFTs could fall under the umbrella of a security, according to the SEC. Now, in case you forgot, a security is just like a stock in a company. Case in point, a pissed-off NBA Topshots user recently sued Dapper Labs on the grounds that their NBA NFT collectibles are securities. While it's unlikely that this fellow will win his suit, similar sanctions could emerge over fractionalized NFTs, which could fall under the jurisdiction of the SEC, according to Commissioner Hester Peirce. Over in Asia, the Thai SEC recently instructed all cryptocurrency exchanges operating in its jurisdiction to delist meme coins, fan tokens, and NFTs. It did this on the grounds that these assets have, quote, no clear objective or substance or underlying value, which is an argument that could be applied to just about anything if you think about it. There have also been a lot of concerns about NFTs when it comes to money laundering, so much so that the Financial Action Task Force is targeting NFTs in addition to DeFi and cryptocurrency in general. And you can learn more about that by using the link in the top right. Another concern around NFTs involves their effect on the climate, given that most of them are minted on Ethereum, which is currently a proof-of-work blockchain that uses a lot of energy. Now, those of you who watch my video about the effect of crypto mining on the climate will know that this is a non-issue. And NFT proponents have also pointed this out many, many times in the last few months. The only problem is that a lot of the NFT market attracts artists, who are typically more earthy type folks who are likely to be more sensitive to these sorts of issues. If they see a mainstream news article falsely claiming that NFTs are killing the planet, they probably won't think twice about fact-checking what's being said, and who can blame them? It's not easy. Some NFT cryptocurrencies have turned this tendency to their advantage by advertising themselves as green or carbon neutral. Now, a more pressing issue around NFTs, however, involves taxation, which has been the talk of the town over the last few days with that infrastructure bill and its crypto tax clause. Never mind the fact that US authorities are already worried that NFTs are being used for tax evasion, the gains of any kind made from selling NFTs are actually taxable as capital gains. Now, if you happen to be a successful NFT artist, you might want to watch my video about how to save on crypto taxes using that link up there. Top right, if you can't find it. Now, the last topic I want to tackle is one that I'm sure has been on the tip of everyone's tongues, and that's what you really get when you buy an NFT. In theory, when you buy an NFT, you become the legal owner of that piece of art, audio track, video clip, or whatever else the NFT is supposed to be or represent. In practice, this is not always the case. As explained by lawyer Jeremy Hogan, this ultimately depends on the NFT in question. Usually, buying an NFT only gives you the right to view it, show it, and sell it. Sometimes there are legal limits on how much you can sell your NFT for on secondary markets, which is apparently the case with CryptoKitties. What's interesting is that the intellectual property rights for the NFTs are automatically given to the NFT creator, at least in the United States. The NFT creator continues to have those intellectual property rights even after they sell the NFT, and by law, these IP rights last for 120 years. What this means is that you're not legally allowed to modify or make copies of any NFTs you buy unless the intellectual property rights are granted to you in the smart contract of the NFTs you bought. Now, if that wasn't complicated enough, consider the fact that there are different intellectual property laws in every country around the world. Even though the cryptocurrency blockchains that NFTs are built on are decentralized and global, if an NFT is minted in a country with strict intellectual property laws, you could find yourself in a whole lot of trouble if you're not careful. It's also worth keeping in mind that there are NFTs on multiple cryptocurrency blockchains. This begs the question of just how valuable an NFT can be if it can be minted on more than one blockchain. This is something that Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson recently brought up, and it's something that he sees happening sooner rather than later. I reckon that the value of an NFT will be partially dependent on the adoption of the blockchain on which it's built. Adoption is something that only a few cryptocurrencies have, and one of those happens to be Cardano. And if you haven't watched my most recent video about Cardano yet, you can find it up there in the usual spot. Well, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked what you saw, let me know by turning that like button blue. Remember to subscribe to the channel and ping that notification bell too. If you're craving more from the Coin Bureau, you can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. If you're having a hard time keeping up with the crypto market, you can get all the daily updates you need by joining my Telegram. If you're looking for the tools, tips, and tricks you need to supercharge your crypto portfolio, there are no shortage of those in my weekly newsletter. If you want to support the channel, you can head on over to the Coin Bureau merch store and get your hands on a t-shirt or sweater. You can find your way there using the links in the video description. If you made it this far, you're the real deal. It's been a pleasure hanging out, and I hope to see you all again soon.